You ever feel like you're standing at the edge of something vast, something invisible, something that either makes you tremble or sets you free? I want you to imagine that you are standing alone in a quiet room, night all around, silence as deep as a truth no one has dared to say out loud. And in that silence, you hear your own heartbeat, the quiet thump of your own questions, all the thoughts you've never spoken, all the desires you've never admitted. That silence, that terrifying and holy silence, is where your real self lives, and most people never find it. Most people run to noise, run to distraction, run to company, because silence is a mirror that shows everything you've been avoiding. Stoic masters taught that silence is strength, not weakness, that being alone with yourself, fully present, is the first step toward discipline. When you embrace silence and don't flinch, you gain a kind of power most will never know, because most will forever be afraid to confront what they carry inside. Love isn't found in noise. Love reveals itself in the quiet moments when two souls stop talking and just see each other. Not just surface love, but authentic, deep, unguarded connection where vulnerability isn't something to hide, it's something sacred. And it doesn't come easily. You see, intimacy isn't about touch alone. It's about honesty between bodies and hearts, about the courage to be seen completely, flaws, fears, and all. When a man and woman reach that level of exposure, it's not just sex, it is truth without apology, it is passion intertwined with trust, it is two individuals choosing to reveal their hidden chambers of shame and longing and still holding each other with respect. This is the Stoic way, not blind restraint, but disciplined freedom. The ancient philosophers like Marcus Aurelius and Epictetus didn't shut out desire. They mastered it. They understood that sex, love, longing are fundamental human experiences, but the key is not to chase every impulse. The key is to choose what aligns with your true self. In silence, you learn the difference between hunger and craving, between ego and love, between desire and purpose. If you cannot stay quiet with yourself for 5 minutes without reaching for distraction, how will you remain grounded in the fire of intimacy? Think about the last time you were truly still, not scrolling, not talking, not trying to impress anyone, not performing, just being. That moment you felt yourself, the real you, staring back. You felt fear because you realized how much of your life was shadowed by noise, preferences, comparisons, and unexamined habits. Stoicism teaches you to face that fear. It teaches you to say, I will step into silence, I will look at myself honestly, and nothing about me will be less real. And now hold onto that feeling, the slight tremor of truth you felt in that stillness, because the same courage that lets you face yourself lets you connect with another person on the deepest level. Relationships built on avoidance collapse. Relationships built on mutual awareness endure. You and the person you care about, whether lover, partner, or close friend, are not two halves looking for completion. You are two whole beings choosing to share your whole selves. That's where real intimacy lives, and sex, real sex, is not just a physical act, it's a communion of souls. It's honesty, it's vulnerability without fear of judgment. That's why it's so rare, so deeply wanted, and so easily lost. Because most people enter intimacy not with presence, but with expectation, not with awareness, but with need. The Stoic knows this. Need changes you, desire elevates you. When you choose presence, you choose connection that feels like sunlight breaking through storm clouds. I know what you're thinking. Stoicism sounds cold, detached. But that's a misunderstanding, like thinking silence means absence. Silence means listening. Stoicism doesn't remove passion, it channels it. It doesn't erase love, it deepens it. It doesn't deny intimacy, it dignifies it. Love, desire, sex, connection all become powerful when owned with awareness and not chased like a mirage. You don't seek love, you prepare for it by knowing yourself first. Every relationship you enter without inner peace is like building a home on quicksand. At first it may seem beautiful, violent, thrilling, but it has no foundation. And when something real challenges you, disagreement, conflict, fear, rejection, that unstable base collapses. But when your foundation is self-awareness, self-respect, self-command, then storms will not uproot you. So let me ask you something right now, in this moment. I want you to check inside yourself. Are you in control of your impulses, or are your impulses controlling you? Are you silent with your thoughts, or always running from them? Stoics say that true freedom is being master of your own mind. When you are master of your own mind, you are free. And when you are free, you can love freely, deeply, audaciously. There is a game that everyone plays, the game of seeking affirmation from the world, from strangers online, from partners, from friends, from social media notifications, because we equate attention with worth. But Stoicism teaches that worth doesn't come from external applause, it comes from internal clarity. You don't need thousands of likes to feel love because you already have it inside. When you know your own value, you don't need validation, you see it. Now here's the truth most people refuse to face. Relationships are not about finding someone to complete you. They are about finding someone who chooses you because you are already complete. That's hard, that's uncomfortable, that's terrifying in silence because it forces you to look in the mirror and say, here I am, not perfect, not finished, but here, whole. That's where intimacy becomes spiritual. That's where sex becomes communion rather than consumption. That's where connection becomes sacred. Stoicism says something radical. Rejection is not loss, it is clarity. Loss doesn't come from being alone. Loss comes from losing yourself in someone else. When you cling, you are not loving, you are fearing. Fear is the enemy of connection. When you fear silence, when you fear solitude, when you fear your own thoughts, you will cling to people, to images, to validation. But when you embrace silence, you become unshakable. And then, only then, can you form a bond that's not fragile. Ladies and gentlemen, the world today is filled with noise, constant, rushing, screaming for your attention, telling you your worth is measured in numbers, likes, followers, matches, messages, accolades. But I want you to flip the script. I want you to listen to silence. I want you to feel the weight of your own breath. I want you to be comfortable with nothingness so that when love comes, it feels like life itself, not an escape, not a distraction, not a substitute. Because true love requires you to be present. True intimacy demands honesty. True connection asks for vulnerability that isn't self-destructive but self-revealing. And that is the courage of a Stoic. You don't hide from your flaws. You accept them, strengthen them, transform them. You don't fear desire. You understand it, you integrate it, you master it. And in this mastery, your relationships become not something you seek, but something you choose again and again out of strength, not lack. So here's the challenge, and it's one of the most profound tests you'll face. Sit with yourself tonight, in silence, for 10 minutes. No phone, no noise, no distraction, just you. Watch what comes up. Watch the emotions, the desires, the judgments. Don't fight them, observe them. This is not meditation for enlightenment. This is confrontation with reality. And when you do that, really do that, you'll find answers about your relationships, about intimacy, about love, about your desires, about sex, about silence. You'll find answers you never knew were inside you. Because the person who can sit in complete silence with themselves is the person who never feels worthless in a room full of people. The person who can be alone is the person who can be fully present with another. The person who masters desire is the person who can love without fear. That is Stoic power. That is inner freedom. That is true intimacy. And once you have that, once you plant that seed deep inside your own consciousness, your life changes. Your relationships deepen. Your presence intensifies. Your connection becomes sacred. Your desires become purposeful. Your love becomes fearless. That's not fantasy. That's the Stoic path, alive today, as powerful and relevant as ever in a world drowning in noise and craving depth. And now you are ready